Hi everybody, this is Black Rhino Ranger. Welcome to day 5 of my Jurassic World Evolution 3 DLC pack wish list. And for this next step, I'm thinking about the Ice Age animals. Now I know what you're thinking. Ice Age animals in a Jurassic World game. A game that mainly prioritizes on Mesozoic animals like the dinosaurs, the pterosaurs, and the marine reptiles. Isn't that a little out of place? Well, yeah, but there are some instances where they did include something from the Cenozoic era, and the most prominent of the bunch is the megalodon. As of now, the Otodus megalodon is the only Cenozoic animal besides the hybrids to appear in the Jurassic World Evolution games. But I think it should not be alone. I think it should be accompanied by some other type of dinosaur, some other Cenozoic animal. And I got at least 12 different ideas on how they should bring back a Ice Age animal. And let's start off with the most famous of the bunch, the woolly mammoth. This animal needs no introduction. You've seen this in almost every prehistoric media. Ice Age, Walking with Beasts, Prehistoric Park, etc. The woolly mammoth is like one of, if not the most famous prehistoric mammal of all time. And it's kind of a no-brainer to include a woolly mammoth. Unless you're like Zoo Tycoon 2 Extinct Animals, which doesn't include a mammoth, instead includes another type of hairy elephant. But anyways, for the next stop is another famous example, the Smilodon, the most famous of the saber-toothed cats. And also, this screenshot I got over here, that is actually from a Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous episode. So yeah, they actually decided to bring back a Smilodon from extinction. And so, yeah, and not only that, but the Sabertooth was also featured in the first Jurassic Park movie as a toy. So, of all the this particular reason, the fact that the Sabertooth was in Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous and as a toy in Jurassic Park is precisely why I thought maybe bring in the Ice Age pack and also include the Sabertooth. So we got the most famous examples out of the way. Let's bring in some of the lesser known ones, but I thought may still be cool to add some variety. And one of them is the Elasmotherium, also known as the giant unicorn, known for having a huge horn on its head like it was ready to joust. Now, you could argue that this type of horn structure is a bit outdated and it should be more like that or something, but it's an idea or something. Yeah, I'll go with either version, either the short horn or the long horn. You decide. Anyways, and the other stop is the cave lion or the European lion. Previously known as Pantheraleosplea, nowadays it's just called Plantherosplea. This cave lion could be a nice addition. The Megaloceros, also known as the giant elk. Now, despite the name, the Megaloceros is not really an elk. It's more closely related to fallow deer. So that's why I prefer calling it Megaloceros rather than Irish elk. I think it works out better. Just like a lot of people prefer calling it saber-toothed cat rather than saber-toothed tiger. And the other is a short-faced bear, which you might have seen in Zoo Tycoon 2 Extinct Animals. It's one of, if not the largest bears ever to be discovered. And over here is the American Mastodon. Now this is the one I was talking about with the Zoo Tycoon Extinct Animals replacing the woolly mammoth. If we can't have a woolly mammoth, well, maybe we could include a mastodon, but I'd rather have both. Or just the mammoth. Anyways, now here's an unusual one I picked. It's called the Tapir californicus, or just the California tapir. And no, well, I have checked. It is an Ice Age animal. It was around during this time of the Sabertooth, and it did live in North America. So I thought maybe include this creature because and showcase that there are other types of tapirs besides the ones from South America and the one that exists in Southeast Asia, including Malaysia, where I'm living in right now. So that's a nice little bonus to include a California tapir or some other prehistoric tapir. And next up is the woolly rhino. I know it's a bit excessive since I already got an Elasmotherium, but if you guys prefer the woolly rhino instead, then why not just have both? Titanotylopus. Yeah, a bit of a tongue twister. Titanotylopus, the giant camel. Another prehistoric Ice Age animal which from North America. The giant camel. Actually, did it exist during the Ice Age? I can't remember, but whatever. Just include that. You can call me out if I got the dates wrong. And then, the dire wolf, formerly known as Canis dirus. But nowadays, I think it's got a different name. What was it called again? Let me have a look. What was the original name of the dire wolf? It's now called Enocyon dirus, or Enocyon. Is it Enocyon or Enocyon? But nevertheless, it's still a dire wolf, formerly known as Canis dirus. I'll explain a bit more later in a future DLC pack, but let's just say I want this guy to be included. And our final stop, the steppe bison, aka the bison with the very big horns. They're bigger than the American and European bison. Like I say, it's a longhorn bison, and you can see it's been mummified. It's just a random pick, but it's nice since I kind of ran out of unique Ice Age animals. You can ask me if there's a better one down below in the comment section. So let me just go back to what I was talking about. So again, the Ice Age animals I'm thinking about them including are either the woolly mammoth, the Smilodon, the Elasmotherium, the cave lion, the Megaloceros, the short-faced bear, the American Mastodon, the California tapir, the woolly rhino, the giant camel, the dire wolf, or the steppe bison. I'm sure not all of them will appear, but just to give Frontiers an idea of what to include in Jurassic World Evolution 3 and to accompany the megalodon. So yeah, those are my picks for Ice Age animals. So let me know if you like these choices or you do not like these choices. You think there are better mammal options, or best not to include any mammals in Jurassic World, or you have any other ideas with dinosaurs. Let me know in the comments. I hope you've enjoyed this video.